Welcome to the Grassy Knoll. This is where y'all are standing right here.
Yeah.
Kind of get an idea of where everything happened that day. And the motorcade route, President Kennedy was shot in the back and shot in the head. So we put an X in the middle of the street for both locations. The Warren Commission said Oswald was 6 floors up shooting down, but the House of Representatives opened the case up in the 1970s and said that idea was wrong. But here's the problem. President Kennedy was shot the first time in the back between the shoulder blades. His shoulders up here, his hairline, the folds of skin, the back of his neck. If Oswald was 6 floors up shooting down, the bullet should exit down, but it came out of his throat. That's his neck, and his neck is way up here. It's going to have to hit him in the back and curve up. But that would show up in the autopsy like hitting a bomb. And the autopsy didn't show that. It showed a straight through clean shot. And for that reason alone, it couldn't have come from 6 floors up. And that's not my idea. That's the House of Representatives back in the 1970s. Well, he goes on down. He's shot in the head this time. In frame 313 of the Zapruder film, and this is the Zapruder film down here, you see the cloud of blood when it happened. About a half a second later, President Kennedy is whirled around back and to the left against the seat of the car with his head wide open. But Jacqueline is still looking at where he was before he was shot. He moved so suddenly, her eyes couldn't follow the movement. You can't move your whole body in a half a second fast enough to disappear like a magic trick. He's forced back, and the direction of force of the shot is coming from the front. And 95% of all pieces of debris from the president's head wound is found apart across the street. A straight line from the Grassy Knoll, but from Oswald's window, it doesn't make any sense. And by the way, y'all, everything I talk about, we have it for you in our CD and our DVD. We've taken the frames of the Zapruder film and we've enhanced them, and these are sharper and clearer than the original negatives. This is the first high-definition version of the most famous film of all time, and this one has President Kennedy's autopsy. That's the most important evidence in any murder trial. Some of the films and thousands of single photographs and maps, computer simulations, and 3 full-size books to read. It's like a single book, 5 or 6 inches thick. It's thousands of pages, and this one has everything else, 200 different films. It's the most complete version ever made of the motorcade route. Interviews with the doctors, the politicians, the FBI that have never been shown before. And the latest version of the Zapruder film in real time, slow motion, and close-up slow motion. And y'all are welcome to test it out, make sure everything is okay. And they're together as a package. And all this is unique. We own the copyrights for everything. You can't find it anywhere else, even in the museum. So it's a pretty good collection. Go through this, you'll know more about the Kennedy assassination than all.
Is there a website to go to that you can purchase it at, or?
No, the IRS wants to raise our taxes. The website is considered interstate traffic, and they send our taxes up. As long as we're out here, our taxes are down, and we're just poor historians, so we keep the taxes down. But, so this is unique. It's only out here. We own the copyrights for everything, stuff you can't find anywhere else. This is really the greatest murder mystery of all time. To this day, we're getting 3 million people a year come out here, and it's over 50 years since he was shot. People still want to know what happened. I meet people from all over the world every day.
So I imagine those trees were shorter at the time or something, or?
Well, all of the big trees are Texas live oaks, and they've grown in terms of leaf volume, of course. But Oliver Stone trimmed them back to their original size for the JFK movie. And since the movie, they've only grown about a foot or so, because they were old trees 50 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And then the smaller trees, the ones that go east to west along the fence, were bushes 50 years ago.
Yeah.
The leaves at the bottom of the trees is 4 or 5 foot lower, so the top of the fence is leaves and twigs. And the small trees that go north to south are not original. But you still had 200 people over here that ran to the Grassy Knoll. All of the police in the park thought the shots were fired over there. When it actually happened, only one person, Marion Baker, went in the book depository.
Baker?
Yeah, he's a motorcycle escort officer for the president's car. He saw pigeons fly off the roof.
Oh.
Check it out. But he's the only one. So when he goes into the southeast door, which is right over there, grabs the building superintendent on the way in, Roy Truly, Oswald's boss. And they go from the southeast to the northwest corner to go up the stairs to the roof. They get up to the second floor and they see Oswald in the lunchroom. 90 seconds after the shooting, drinking a Coke. Very casual. But he was seen in the lunchroom 10 minutes before the shooting by a co-worker eating lunch. Very casual. So if he's going to kill the president in 10 minutes, he would want to be up to the 6th floor and be ready. He wouldn't have any idea in advance of exactly when the car would pass by in the parade. But the people all over that building, somebody would have seen him make his way up there. Nobody did. Now the president shot exactly at 12:30. But at 12:31 and a half, 90 seconds later, he's back down to the lunchroom as seen by Marion Baker and Roy Truly. Couldn't have gotten down in 90 seconds. There were two ladies on the stairs. They said he didn't pass. And the elevators were being used to repair to the time and unavailable to him. And why would he stop off for a Coke 90 seconds after he killed the president? He's in the lunchroom the whole time. Never made it to the 6th floor. But here's something else to think about. They're coming down Main Street for the parade. They turn right on Houston. Houston's a nice flat street heading right towards the window, and they almost stop and they turn the corner.
Right. Why would he not shoot him there?
That's an easy shot.
Gosh.
He has no idea how fast they're going to accelerate after they make the turn. And Elm Street has a downward slope away from the window at an angle. That's a harder shot. And there's a tree in the way, and he would have to reacquire the target. So this doesn't make any sense. So the House of Representatives said they were in the building across the street, 501 Elm Place and the Grassy Knoll. Two different shooters, and that's a conspiracy. And so this shot hit him in the back from the red building, 501 Elm Place, with the white trim on top. Now on the right-hand side, you see the line of windows. In the middle window on the 2nd floor, we have eyewitnesses, inmates in the county jail. On your right, behind the trees, you can see the bars, the top floors of both buildings. That was the county jail at that time.
Oh, wow.
Inmates are looking out south to north and see two men in the window. One of them has a rifle. They try to get the jailer to do something about it. He ignores them. But the police go into that building. They went into all of the buildings around here. And they see this guy trying to get out that they recognize, Eugene Brady. He had over 50 felony arrests, and every police officer in the United States knew him on sight. He's in the mafia, and he'd been involved with mafia killings before. They arrest him on the spot, but his lawyer gets him out very quickly on technicalities and lack of evidence, and he disappears forever. The House of Representatives said that he fired 4 shots, and shot number 2 hit Kennedy in the back. Now, they're only on the 2nd floor across the street, and Elm Street has a downward slope away from the window that straightens the angle out so that it can hit him in the back and come out of his throat in a straight line. So it lines up, but it doesn't line up for Oswald's window. So the mafia, in 2 different directions.
What's your theory? Why would the mafia want to hit?
Well, Joe Kennedy made the family fortune bootlegging. Dealt with the mafia on a regular basis. He got those guys to deliver votes in their cities to put John in office. But once John got into office, his brother Robert, the Attorney General, started prosecuting the mafia guys. More than a dozen times what the previous administrations had done. They felt betrayed. You betray the Italian mafia, they'll kill you. Now they had to go up against the Secret Service, so they were outclassed. But we believe they were stalking him all over the country. And the FBI had an undercover team with a hidden microphone in a hotel room in Miami. They talked to a man named Miltier, and Miltier had some serious right-wing connections, and he told this group that his friends were going to kill the president with a high-powered rifle from an office building. And Miltier was seen all over the country. Wherever Kennedy went for an outdoor parade, he was photographed. And he was photographed here that day, just to the right of the southeast door. And Robert Groden has his picture in one of his books. He's got real thick white hair, thick heavy glasses. So the FBI told the Secret Service he was being stalked, and they still let him come out here without his bubble top. He didn't like it. He didn't want any agents on his running boards either, because that would interfere with him reaching out and shaking hands with the people in the parade. Now the Secret Service had the final word, and they should have given him his bubble top anyway. But if they did, they'd have lost their job, making the president mad at him. After this, the Secret Service is going to give him the bubble top no matter what he says, and if he didn't like it, they lost their job, they would do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to let him kill himself.
What's the difference between these two? This is just DVD. What's this one about for on the computer or something?
Yeah, it's a lot more extensive than the DVD. This is all films. This one has the autopsy, some of the films.
I'll go ahead and get both of them.
Excellent, yeah.
20.
Where are y'all from?
Oregon.
Welcome to Dallas. I meet people from all over the world here. And Oregon is pretty exotic for me.